Namaskar. Let me start by introducing myself. I am Rajesh D. Sangvi. I am by profession I am a businessman, and I am also a human welfare worker for Isha Foundation of Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev Ji. My greetings to you all. Hope all of you are doing well. Let me come straight to the point, which is a very vital one for both India as well as the region and the world. Well, I am talking about the recent the Article 370, which was passed in Parliament in India, and the tension which has arisen because of that over the over that between India and Pakistan and the whole world, which is threatening to developing into a nuclear conflict. Well, what can I say? Don't you remember another similar thing which happened between Kim Jong-un and the US President Donald Trump? Well, they were fighting each other, and they said they'll do this, they will do that to annihilate each other, and then suddenly Donald Trump opened up his heart to Kim Jong-un. Love developed between them. They embraced each other, and now the situation is such that far from being nuclear enemies, they are friends, and recently Donald Trump went over to North Korea, which was the first time in history such a thing has happened, and he embraced Kim Jong-un over there, and that was a great thing. So can't we develop that sort of a thing between the Indian partnership, Indian leaders and the Pakistani leaders? We can definitely do that. So then let me give you one more example of recent history, which is of a similar nature. Before World War II, the Europes, were in shambles. They fought over land, and for hundreds and hundreds of years they fought over land, and there was a lot of bloodshed. And even the World War I and World War II came out of fighting over land. And finally they matured to realize that fighting over land can only cause death, destruction and suffering. So they gave it up. They matured, and now you find the European Union, the whole continent becoming one, and they're forgetting all the wars they had, and especially Germany and France. And now they have become best of friends, and their love has grown over time so much that they have a common currency also, and they have become a big force in the world, economical power in the world. Why can't we have the same thing in the Indian subcontinent? We have countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Burma, Bhutan. All these countries, so one or two more, all can come together and open up their borders to trade, to commerce, to cultural relationship, to tourism. All these things can happen in the Indian subcontinent, and we already have the framework for it. We have the South Asian region for regional cooperation, which can be similar to the European Union, and that's a great thing that will happen. But first of all, we need to come to the agenda on number one, which is the India and Pakistan. Well, they need to open up their hearts to each other, just like Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump did. In this case there is a longing also, because the India and Pakistan have been part of each other, including Bangladesh. It was one land, and due to some accidents in history, it has become become separated, and we have been fighting over Kashmir, a piece of land which is created a lot of bloodshed, and we have wasted 70 years fighting, and lot of lives have been lost on Pakistan side as well as Indian side, and lot of suffering has happened. Is it not time to end it, or do you want to continue it for another 70 years? See, what I believe, as a border is nothing but you cannot create borders. Border is just a tin ka patta. Borders happen as a tin ka patta, and they are nothing more than that. Can you separate land? You can't. So it's an artificial border after all. So when people cross the borders with love, out of love, then border is no longer a border. It's just a checkpoint where pleasantries are exchanged, and people cross over each other's border for commerce, for tourism, and for having a nice time in the other country, just like in Europe. So that is what we want in between India and Pakistan and the rest of the nations over here in the Indian subcontinent. But first between India and Pakistan, because that is the priority. So that is the thing. I am presenting a solution to you, and the solution is pure love, good old love, and that is the solution. The God gave us that. Love is the solution for every problem, and it is proven in history, in time, that nothing can beat love. The power of love is so much, and that is what we want. We want to end the dispute over Kashmir. How do we end this dispute? The framework for it. Well, the borders are there already, because the line of control, you can treat it as the border. Well, the line of control can be as the border, and then you can there is no dispute, because Pakistan has its own part of it and India has the own part of it. Doesn't matter. Then you open up the borders, the far more better way. You treat the line of control as the border, and open up the borders to trade, commerce, to love, to cultural relationship, to tourism and everything, and that would be the end of the matter. I want to bless both the nations with a prosperous history, with a prosperous future. When we talk about the future, we must forget the past. The past is something that we cannot be undone, and the future and the present is what we can build. And what is the future and the present? Well, it is our children. Our children will bless us for forgetting this conflict, for giving a bright future to them. You are not leaving the job undone for them. That they'll be proud of us. And don't you want a heavenly kind of atmosphere around the borders? That would be a great thing to happen. So God bless both the nations, India and Pakistan, and that was the message I wanted to give you. That's all from me. Namaskar. Bharat Mata ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Mata Di. And most of all, Salam Alaikum to all my friends in Pakistan, towards whom we look forward to for a beautiful and friendly relationship. Namaskar.